Hello everyone, my name is Raven, and like many people that play Sea of Thieves, I have been stuck in a PVE loop in this game of killing skellies and phantoms and ghost ships, all that, and I just kind of have been trying to break that up a bit, so I've been starting to talk to my buddies a bit, and what better way of mixing things up, we've decided than trying to see how good we can do in Hourglass, try to get better at PvP and the like. This video should be the start of the journey for our Ghost Curse first, and then down the line, maybe we'll start getting the Skeleton Curse. These videos will be a bit different from the ones that are going to be coming, because the next ones will be more live commentary style, and these ones I'll kind of just tell you about the fights and whatnot. So, starting with our first fight, of course, very first fight in, and we get a bunch of people that just want to run and board, try to drop anchor to stop us from catching them, you know? They didn't really ever shoot at us a whole lot. Like, yeah, sure, we got a few cannonballs shot at each other, but for the most part, these guys just wanted to run and not fight at all. Kind of contradicting what we're supposed to be doing here in Hourglass, and I eventually got so tired and fed up with them just running from us that I kind of just decided to, raise the sails and sit here for a second and see what they're going to do. I think that this was probably the worst thing I could have done in this instance because, as you can see, these guys got lucky. Oh, you'll see it in a second. They got something off in the distance, we'll say, and they decided we'll go in for one last pass, right? They didn't want to pass us. They wanted to hit us, ram us fully. You can see this guy right there. Just a split second there, you can see him run past me with a keg. And I'm in the water trying to board them. It was awful timing for me. Keg goes off, my teammate dies, I'm in the water. What can you do? First game is a loss. But it's not about, worrying about losses. It's about just kind of, you know, every instance is a learning experience. We're here to get better. We're not here to cry about any loss here, okay? We're here to learn. Now that that first round is over, we decided go get some resupply and going and everything, and we would queue again. This time we actually got some real pirates, okay? This was our second game, okay? And these guys were actually willing to fight, which is beautiful. This is what we want. We want people actually willing to take fights with us because how else are you going to get better and learn from mistakes that you make if you don't make those mistakes and actually get to see them firsthand, you know? It's kind of one of those things you can only really do by, looking back at footage and whatnot, but who cares? We're here to talk about these little gamer pirates we got here. These guys put up a hell of a fight through and through. Like, this is just the beginning of this battle, but this wasn't a battle of attrition, okay? Like, this was one of those that goes the distance. So I guess I should probably tell you, you can probably see, like, I'm main on Helm, and I have a buddy there. He's doing his cannon stuff where he can, but sometimes the waves get the best of him, as they do any of us, so I never blame the guy. And being the helm means, you kind of have to be the soul of the ship and keep it running, like I feel like I have to juggle so much, but it's part of it, it's part of the job, I guess, the job of running this ship. But I don't know if y'all saw this. Every pass that we do on these guys, it's just firebomb central. I didn't know how much people liked firebombs in Hourglass, but almost every pass will look like that and you'll notice it. But I'm finally back on my helm duties, doing bilging, all that, and a storm's starting to roll in. It's perfect for an Hourglass fight, I can tell you that, but I ended up having to go and run cannons for a bit because they actually got in our angle, and I just, you know how it is. If you're actually able to see the opportunity, you should probably just take it. I'm one of those guys that if I see it, I'm going to do it. And, I was actually getting hits on them for once. Not always going to be good on cannons, but it's nice to at least see a few hits here and there. We had to kind of fight at the edge of the storm the entire match. And it was nice seeing that, it's not just us fighting, it's also them. But I digress. I'm finally back on the helm, and my buddy is on the cannons, and we get a good few hits here and there, but the storm is what's really hindering both parties here. I mean, as you can see, we can't even spiral each other correctly with this storm. We have to really fight against it the entire time. And we're also fighting with the rocks here. Like, it's not ideal in any scenario, but, like, that's part of it. You gotta learn how to deal with these things. And here's another traditional pass, but interestingly, we had a teleporting Time Lord get on there. I know he just kind of like wedged his way in, but it's funny to see him just like appear in front of me like an apparition. I will say that. If you thought I was over exaggerating about every single pass involving fire bombs, well, I mean, this is the third one now, I'm pretty sure that I've shown you. And, we have to clean up after these guys every single time. But we managed to get everything under control again because fire's not the best on a sloop, let's be honest. And I ended up on the cannons again. Me and my duo kind of decided, like, if one's closer to repairs, he'll go and do it, and that's usually the cannon guy, right? That's usually if we don't have angle, so angle's always priority and pressure's always priority, of course, but like it's very situational, very contextual, of course, but somehow in some way I was the guy who ended up on cannons again. And, I'm not gonna lie, I hit a few shots here. Not the best aim in the world, but I did get a down. And you would think, that's good. Good, kudos, man, you did it. You got a kill. Get in there and actually, like, stop them from repairing and do all this stuff, right? And yeah, maybe you can even do it, Raven, sure. Well, you haven't really watched me do these kind of things before, alright? So I want to remind everybody that me and my partner are scrubs at PvP. I will admit it, my shots weren't on point, but I was fighting a Time Lord, okay? Cut me a little slack. Coming back from the ferry now, though, we are able to kind of work our way into angle again. I just started being the helm again, figured I'd let him get cannon shots if he can get it. And you know what? We had a little bit of a hiccup here, I would say, where my cannoner can't always judge the waves so well, and I'm not gonna judge him for that. Like I said, we're scrubs. We're trying to learn out here. But their cannoner, they knew, okay? The cannoneer on that team, they knew, okay? This is not the first time I had to pick this guy up. It's not gonna be the last time, alright? So, let me tell you, these guys do have pretty decent aim and all, but you can tell the battle was kind of wearing on them because homie just shot a firework at me. All right. I figure, he probably didn't mean to load that, but it probably is a good indicator that this fight's going on for too long. He has, like, okay, I say he, but they have no supplies. They got a board on us somehow, yeah. And like I said, I'm sorry, I hate watching this too. I really do, but that's what our fights look like right now, okay? I need to get better at pirate to pirate combat. It is a must. I know. Just, dear God, I know. Sorry. I'm sorry you guys have to witness some of that. But they got my cannon again. They, really locked in on him multiple times, and they killed him not just like 2 or 3 times, but they got him like a good bit, right? This one, it didn't really let me get him, and fate kind of pushed me onto the cannon, so I went ahead and took that. But let me tell you, all I got were 2 hit markers out of all the shots I took. So, even if your aim isn't ideal, it's okay sometimes. Just kind of go for it, see what happens. Eventually, though, we get into angle, like a good angle again, and I'm on cannons again. Somehow I end up here after all this noise. They knock our mast, I get a kill, I knock their mast, and everything is just happening so quickly right here and right now. Only thing I can do to mess this up is to jump on their ship, right? Yeah, here I am doing the same mistake again, but this time I don't exactly die immediately. This time I actually lived a little bit longer, and it kind of paid off in my opinion. I mean, the guy missed his sword lunge, but I didn't really have anything else to do other than play for time. And I mean, I could have gone and just shotgunned him, but I don't really trust that guy's connection and my connection together. And after all that, we finally finished up our first night of Hourglass. Only 2 matches, but They went on for quite a bit. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Madam Macaw hopes you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you in the later videos for the rest of this journey.